There is a demographic of men that society has almost entirely forgotten to talk about. They aren't the boomers, loudly complaining about the good old days. They aren't millennials or Gen Z, broadcasting their every emotion and anxiety onto the internet. They are the middle children of history, Generation X. Specifically, the older Gen X men in their late 40s to late 50s, who live completely, entirely alone. The statistics are staggering. Since 1970, the percentage of middle-aged men who have never married has skyrocketed from 7% to nearly 30%. Add to that the men who are divorced or those who lost their community as they aged. We are looking at an unprecedented wave of solitary men. But if you look at them, they don't look broken. They have jobs. They have houses. They have intricate, obsessive hobbies. From the outside, they look like they have achieved the ultimate masculine dream, absolute autonomy. But modern psychology reveals a much darker, much more complex reality, hiding behind the locked doors of their quiet kingdoms. Today, we are going to dive deep into the psychology of the Gen X man who lives alone. We will explore the illusion of the perfect routine, the fatal flaw in male friendships, and the silent crisis that is quietly taking them out. If you are one of these men, or if you know one, this is the conversation we are finally having. Welcome to the sanctuary. To understand the solitary Gen X man, you must first understand the environment he has built for himself. He is not sitting in a dark, dirty apartment weeping into a bowl of cold soup. That is a media stereotype. In reality, many of these men have constructed a masterpiece of routine. When a man lives alone in his 50s, he has eliminated the greatest source of human friction: compromise. He doesn't have to argue about what to watch on television. He doesn't have to justify spending $3,000 on a new woodworking tool. He doesn't have to explain his schedule to anyone. He dives into his hobbies with a monastic intensity, whether it is fixing cars, hunting, building computers, or playing guitar. These hobbies become his companions. This routine creates a profound sense of control and peace. It looks like freedom. It feels like freedom. But psychologists warn of the routine trap. The routine becomes so comfortable, so perfectly calibrated to his exact preferences, that any external human interaction begins to feel like a threat to his peace. He stops going out because going out requires energy, compromise, and the risk of annoyance. He tells himself, I like my peace, I like my freedom. But the line between protecting your peace and building your own prison is paper thin. And many Gen X men cross that line without even noticing, burying themselves so deep in their hobbies that they forget what another human voice sounds like. Why does this isolation happen so easily to men and not to women? The answer lies in the fundamental architecture of male friendships. Women bond face to face. They sit down, they share their feelings, they talk about their inner lives. If a woman moves across the country, she can maintain her friendships through hour-long phone calls. Her emotional support network remains intact. Men do not bond face to face. Men bond shoulder to shoulder. We bond over a shared task. We bond while fixing a deck, playing a sport, watching a game, or working on a project. The conversation is secondary to the activity. This is the fatal vulnerability of the Gen X man. As men age into their 40s and 50s, the shared tasks disappear. Their friends get married, have children, move to the suburbs, or focus entirely on their careers. The weekly poker game stops. The softball league ends. Because men bond through activity, when the activity stops, the friendship dies. A 50-year-old man feels absurd calling another 50-year-old man on a Tuesday night, just to say, "Hey man, I'm feeling a little down. How are you doing?" It feels unnatural. It feels weak. So he doesn't call, and the other man doesn't call either. They both sit in their respective, perfectly organized, quiet houses, assuming the other guy is too busy to be bothered. The friendships don't end in a fight. They end in a slow, silent fade to black. But why don't they just make new friends? Why don't they reach out? To understand this, we must look at how Generation X was raised. They are the latchkey generation. Both parents were working. Divorce rates were surging in the 70s and 80s. These boys came home from school, unlocked the door themselves, made their own snacks, and entertained themselves until the streetlights came on. They were programmed with one overriding directive: figure it out yourself. They were taught that asking for help was a burden on others. They were taught that masculinity meant stoic, silent endurance. This created an incredibly resilient, tough generation of men. They are the ultimate problem solvers. But this cult of self-reliance becomes a deadly trap in middle age. The Gen X man believes that if he is struggling, if he is lonely, if he is depressed, or if he is physically ill, he must handle it alone. Reaching out for emotional support violates his core programming. He views vulnerability as a failure of his own strength. He is an expert at surviving. But survival is not connection. He can fix a transmission, build a house, and manage a portfolio. But he lacks the emotional vocabulary to say, "I'm struggling today." His strength is his prison. He is locked inside a fortress of his own competence, and he has thrown away the key. This brings us to the most difficult part of the conversation: the reality of the numbers. We look at these men in their clean garages and quiet homes and assume they are fine. But the data is terrifying. According to psychological surveys, nearly 60% of middle-aged men living alone classify themselves as lonely. And the suicide rate for men in this exact demographic, unmarried men between the ages of 45 and 64, is the highest of almost any demographic in the Western world. Why? Because isolation is a slow-acting poison. Human beings require mirroring. We need to see ourselves reflected in the eyes of another person to feel real. When a man goes days, or even weeks, without a single meaningful conversation, without a single touch, a shared laugh, or a deep debate, he begins to experience psychological erasure. He can go to work, send emails, buy groceries at the self-checkout, and return home without ever truly connecting with a human soul. He feels invisible. And the dangerous part is, because he is a Gen X man, he doesn't complain. He doesn't post a sad video on TikTok. He doesn't go to therapy. He just quietly absorbs the pain, internalizing it until the weight becomes unbearable. He is dying of thirst while sitting next to a river because his programming tells him he isn't allowed to ask for a cup. If you are listening to this, and you are that man, I need you to hear this. You are not broken. Your desire for peace, your incredible self-reliance, your quiet routines, these are strengths. They make you a formidable man. But you were not meant to be an island. Even the strongest fortress needs a door. The solution is not to suddenly force yourself to go to loud bars or to jump into a desperate relationship with the wrong woman. The solution is much simpler. It respects your nature. The protocol: pick up the phone. Scroll down to the name of a buddy you haven't spoken to in 3 years. The guy you used to play softball with. The guy you used to work on cars with. Do not text him. Call him. You don't need a deep reason. You don't need to pour your heart out. Just say, "Hey man, I was in the garage thinking about that old project we worked on. Just wanted to see how you're doing." I promise you this. That man is likely sitting in his own quiet house, feeling the exact same void, wondering if anyone remembers him. Your call will not be an annoyance. It will be a lifeline. You are Gen X. You fix things. It is time to fix the silence. If this resonated with you, share it with a brother who needs to hear it. Hit the like button and subscribe for more truths from the quiet places. Make the call today. Case closed.